ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भुरिदा जनाः. Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees in the house of Sri Girish Chandra Ghosh on 22nd February 1885, when Sri Ramakrishna visited North Kolkata on his way to visit a drama, Brishaketu. And there was a spiritual congregation wherein among various topics Sri Ramakrishna advised Atul Chandra Ghosh, the brother of Girish Chandra Ghosh, to continue to do whatever he is doing in his householder activities and think of God. Here when you find that Sri Ramakrishna has earmarked a singular goal for everyone in this world, be he is a monk or a nun or a householder, and that is realization of God. Previously it is to be thought that it is meant for only full-timers, those who would renounce the world and devote the whole time for spiritual practices. But herein Sri Ramakrishna demonstrated in his life, being a householder himself to the last day and also an ideal sannyasin, two in one, showing that the station of life is having no bearing on our achieving the goal of life, which is realization of ourself, attaining unending bliss, joy and knowledge. That's our birthright. And for that, the method has been prescribed most simple, too simple to believe. Whatever work you are doing is designed by God. Continue to do with all your might, whatever resources you have which has been provided by God. Exhaust them, and then it will be more replenished. Do the work with all might and think of God as your guide and operator every moment of life. You are an instrument in his life, in his hand. Thinking that you are an instrument in his hand, discharge the duties of life as the work of God, not yours. You are an agent. Leave the fruits to God himself. The rest will take care. Be happy, be contented, and be ever dynamic. Now when he said that, there was a person in the congregation. He was an orthodox Brahmin. He says, "Sir, according to the scriptures, is it possible that those who are non-Brahmins, they will be able to realize God? Because it is meant for only the higher caste people. And it used to be thought that those who are belonging to the lower caste, they can only pursue and aspire to become a Brahmin in their future birth and then only realize God." Sri Ramakrishna spontaneously replied, "Why? There have been enough instances in Kali Yuga that even those are non-Brahmins, they will attain the highest station of life." Now, Sri Ramakrishna didn't deny whatever has been said, because that used to be the tradition in the past, in the old age, where there used to be strict caste system. But now, down the line, he says, in Kali Yuga, in this present age, everybody is equally eligible. And he gives examples. Sri Ramakrishna says, why? There is an example of Shabari, Ruidas, and Guhak Chandal. Now, we have discussed at length the life of Shabari, and then we are discussing the life of Ruidas. We gave a preliminary introduction in our last Sunday lecture. Let us recapitulate. This section appears in the 5th volume of the original Bengali presentation, Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, 517.1.2, and under chapter 108 of the Vacharamrita 2nd volume, 208.2, and under chapter 22 of the English rendering Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. There we found that Ravidas was a saint of exalted nature the time of Kabir Das, Mirabai, and Ramananda Das. According to the scriptures and descriptions available, Ravidas was born somewhere near Banaras, and his village name it is mentioned in various books in various ways. And a small village called Govardhanpur. Some people say that Ravidas was born somewhere in Gujarat or Rajasthan, but that doesn't have much background. According to Bhavishya Puran, Ravidasji's father's name was Mandas. Manadasasya putro Ravidasa iti vishrutaha. But according to Ravidas Ramayan, his father was known as Rahu, and Apabhangsha of Raghu, the name of Ramachandra. His mother was known as Karma Devi, and some people say it was Ghodbiniya. From a very childhood, he had a great allegiance to God. Now, we know that Ravidas was born as in the family of the cobblers, Chamar, whose profession was to make shoes and sell. It has been said that in the previous birth, Ravidas was a Brahmin, and he was the disciple of Saint Ramananda Das. Nevertheless, he had this lot of affinity for non-veg foods. Ramananda didn't object. We say that he has to overcome in due course of time his attraction for certain things. But one day Ramananda Das told him to go and bake some food for him. There was in Parayan. It was raining. It was raining a lot, so he was able to do. He couldn't find any food. Suddenly, an old couple came. On his way, they were very devoted, and they purchased the entire bhiksha from a shop and handed over to Ravidas, and he took it back. But Ramananda could understand. They said, I told you to go and beg from door to door, not from a particular person. So, you have disobeyed my order. So, you need some penance and go and be born in a family of Chamar, because you have very great affinity of meat. Now, this couple, though they were cobblers, they were very devoted. So, Ravidas was born as their son. But Ravidas remembered his progeny, so it is said that he didn't drink mother's milk till Guru Ramananda Das came and blessed the child, touching his head. That shows that the children which are born, they are born with different samaskaras. They have great past memories. When we die, we give up our physical body, the body which is seen before a mirror. But behind this physical body, we have a mental body, and a body made of mind, and even behind the mind there is a Karan Sharir, causal body, which holds all our past impressions. So when a person dies, the self takes over the causal body and that subtle body and leaves the physical body, and after some time takes over another physical body, takes over and then gets in the mother's womb and is born again. So this child which is born has a new physical body, but an old mind and old causal body which remembers. This is endorsed by our scriptures. When in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna told Arjuna that this message which I am giving to you is not novel. This message was given before. And first of all, I gave this message to Surya. Surya gave it to his son Manu, and by his disciplic succession, it has been handed down. And that knowledge has become diffused now, so I am renewing that message. Now Arjuna argued that the Surya was born much before you are born. He is an age-old person. How can we know that you are born and before Surya? Then Arjuna said, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna tani aham vedya sarvani natam petta parantava. Then many births, both you and me, have crossed. You have forgotten. But I am God, I have not forgotten. So this likewise, the samaskars, we have to be very careful about our thoughts, about our deeds, and about our conduct, which goes with us as our treasure, not our money and our name and fame, which is attached to our physical body, lives behind. But what we are, our nobility, our character, our truthfulness, our allegiance to the divine, our benevolence, that goes with us, carries forward. So Ravidas says that Samaskara carried forward in his next birth, which was born as a chamar, cobbler's family. See, he wanted to maintain his family, his livelihood, as per his forefathers' profession, and making shoes and selling it at a very concessional price, being honest. He will not kill any animal. Whatever the dead animal's skin he will get, mrita pashu ka chamra leke juta banate the. But then, at the age of 9, he had the great blessing and spiritual illumination, and then he got ultimately the Diksha from Ramanandaji, and he was also is called as the co-brother of Kabir Das. Kabir Das used to call as my elder brother. Because Kabir Das is also thought to be the disciple of Ramananda Das. Now, naturally, a person who is attached to God, then he will have excellence in all possible ways, irrespective of wherever he is. So, in a very short time, his name and fame became far and wide. Now, as usual, the higher caste people became very much alarmed, and they said in our society, the people belonging to the lower caste are not allowed to read the talk about scriptures, and also there are many disciples of Kabir Das who belong to higher caste and even the royal families. So this became an eyesore. So they complained to Raja of Kashi that our whole orthodox system has been broken by this person, he has no authority or right to call on God in a public way. He can do it in a personal way. Then Raja was confused. He said, all right, I will put a test. He brought this murti, an idol of God, and metal idol, and kept it in front of the court. He says that whoever wins the favor of God physically, then he will win. And the other party has to take the discipleship of the winner. The Brahmins tried in all sorts of ways in the formal, elaborate puja, mantras, havan, etc. Nothing happened. But Ravidas was never interested in this sort of competition and showing his power. But when he was forced, then he just simply made a prayer that I am your humble servant. What a great taste you are putting in front of all these people. Immediately the idol physically came to his lap, showing his greatness. Subsequently, the upper caste, again, they were not happy of this taste. Then they asked Ravidas that, where is your shalagram? Because the Brahmin uses the symbol of Narayana as a piece of stone. Then Ravidas said, I don't have any shalagram. The instruments of the making shoes, the iron instruments, hand instruments, they are my God. Then they said that, how can we believe it? Let us put a test. Let us throw our shalagram in the Ganges and let us see how it performs. The shalagrams thrown by the Brahmins in the Ganges all got plunged, never to return. Whereas Ravidas's hand instruments, they started floating. They shook their heads down and went away. These are the various sort of tests and tortures Ravidas had to go in order to prove that the name of God is maybe uttered and the divinity can be achieved by anyone from any caste. Then by the time Mirabai got alarmed with the charm of Ravidas, she came all the way from Chittor and took initiation. Mirabai is known as the disciple of Ravidas. But Mirabai came and found that this person is very poor and hardly maintaining any money, and whatever he saves, he makes a charity. So he requested Ravidas to take a piece of the diamond, very costly jewel, and you sell it off, and then the amount which you'll get, you don't have to do this profession anymore, you'll live happily. Ravidas says, I have enough, I don't accept anything other than Ramchandra. I am being fed by him. The Mirabai insisted but didn't go, so she kept that piece of diamond. He says, all right, I am leaving it on the top of your roof, and after some time I will come and collect it, if it is not used. Then after a few months she came back and found that it is lying there as it is. Then one saint came to Ravidas's kutia, and then he was very much pleased by seeing his wonderful spiritual practice, and he said that you are having a lot of strife. I am giving a touchstone, parashmani. So if you touch anybody, so they will become gold and you can earn your living. Ravidas didn't touch that stone, it was left as it is. Now another story I tell and then close this topic today, that this is the this is the inhibition of our that that heritage our there is some Sri Ramakrishna says there are certain bondages we are bound, ashtapash, eightfold bondages. Kula, Shila, Jati, Man, Lajja, Grina, Bhoy, and Sankoch. So the ego of the progeny of our caste, wherever we are born, our learning, our wealth, our name and fame, they stand in the way between us and God. So, Kula, Shila, Jati, Man, Lajja, Grina, Bhoy, and Sankoch. So, this, our that family lineage, our heritage, if you are born of a higher caste or a higher position of life, that is a bondage. Now there was one Kshatriya Raja, the name was Pipa. He was very much, but he was devoted. See how our devotion is thwarted, these unnecessary, completely bogus, these norms of our prestige, power, etc., stand in the way of our progress of life. Now, Pipa was a devoted person and he wanted to get initiated by Ravidas. But he was afraid of the social conditions, what others will say. So, this feeling of that social restrictions that stand in the way. So, what he did, one day the entire city was going for a pilgrimage in the city for snana. In that opportunity, he sneaked out and quietly entered in the hermitage of Ravidas and wanted his grace. Now, Ravidas could understand this person is not yet fit. He has not been able to get over, transcend his family heritage and prestige. But anyway, he took some water from a pot of this leather pot, this leather pot, took some water and gave it to him. He said, "You drink it with the name of God and that will make you illumined." He took that water, but he thought that I cannot drink this water from this leather pot and become a chamar because I am a Kshatriya. So he quietly took this water and unnoticedly he threw it on the collar of the shirt, the hand collar of the shirt. Ravidas could understand it but didn't say anything. He went back, but then this Raja Pipa, he saw that the stain of the shirt cannot be washed, it is permanent. Then he called his washerman and told us, "Please remove the stain from the hand collar of the shirt." So the washerman took it and they found it is maybe difficult. He told his little girl, daughter, he said, "You go and it's not possible, you sieve this dirt from this collar and you throw it away. That way it will go away." But the daughter, while sucking that dirt, the stain, she drank it. And to his surprise, she was illumined. She's a small girl, she became an illumined soul and became a talk of the town. Now this news went to the Raja Pipa. Then he took some time and met that girl and said, "How did it happen?" Then girl said, Raja, you are my guru. By your grace, I got this, because from your shot, I got this illumination. Now, Raja Pipa was greatly shocked and ashamed of his foolery. He went back to Ravidas again and sought his advice. Ravidas said, now that grace is gone now. What was given to you in a very simple way, now you have to earn it by your own doings. So I am giving a mantra, repeat it for a long time, then only will come to that stage. So this story gives this message that God's grace, even if received when you are not prepared, is not effective. Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi used to say that even if the grace is given, it gets returned when unless you unfold your sail, you cannot enjoy, you cannot make use of the breeze. When a boat travels, boat moves, then it unfolds its sail to make use of the breeze, to help its this momentum. So then he says, in the life also, unless you are prepared, unless you cooperate and try to exercise the grace of God in your life, it will come and go, it will return. So we have to be equally active and cooperative and open in our effort to realize God, the goal of our life, and then definitely the grace which is already flowing will be able to realize the greatness and be blessed in our life. We'll continue further in our next Sunday class, which will start from 10 o'clock next Sunday. For a special program, because next Sunday we'll have some Mahaprachar conference also from 11:30. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampādhrita-vigraham vai Ishāvataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namāma. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Let's close with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. In the evening, there is a special concert of sitar by Parthabatyan Roy from Kolkata and tabla by Sri Sumit Mallik of Lucknow. You are all welcome.